Good afternoon and welcome to Brite Bites, the show where we have bite-sized conversations with friends about benefits. I'm your host, Spencer, and on the show, we will skip the 2-hour deep dives and have short, candid conversations with the people shaping the employee benefits world. We're going to get straight into it. One serious question, one chance to share real insights from the field and experience, and one fun question, keeping it silly and light to wrap it up. Whether you're a broker, an HR leader, a carrier partner, someone building in tech, someone who lives and breathes benefits, or someone who's just a little bit benefit curious, you're in the right place. So let's jump right into it. Today on the show, it is an honor and a privilege to be welcoming my good friend, Neil. Neil, welcome.
Thanks, Spence. Cool to be here. I think,
Excited to have
is
you.
this episode 1? So I feel honored, right?
Yeah, this is episode 1. We're starting off strong with someone who has deep roots in the industry. Neil is currently serving as the Vice President of Commercial Share Sales at FitOn Health and has deep experience in the industry, and really, really excited to have this conversation with you here today, Neil. So let's just jump straight into it. First question. All right, we're going to start kind of on the serious side of things and give you a chance to showcase to our audience who you are and what you're doing right now. So let's start with a little bit about your background. You've spent your career at the intersection of sales, growth, partnerships, and benefit innovation. Now you're leading commercial at FitOn. How has that journey shaped your view of what employers and health plans really need when it comes to offering health and wellness benefits?
Yeah, it's a good question. I got started on the marketing side and partnerships, and now in a role where I get to cross, a couple of those territories. Yeah, I think what we've seen in the industry is we've almost gotten to a point where some of our products, and I guess you would categorize us as a point solution or wellness solution, but a lot of times these offerings are almost built for procurement and not necessarily the human, right? And so I think engagement is a buzzword. We always have like our percentage ready on a on a sales call, but at the end of the day, it's like how likely if I'm an HR leader or benefits leader, I'm bringing a new benefit to market. Like, have I polled my audience? Is this of interest to them? When we go through open enrollment, are they going to adopt it? And then when this benefit's live, are we going to lead it? Are we going to see it? And is it going to see like true interaction? So I'd say like the biggest insight is true engagement, like at the definition of what it is. Like people are going to wake up every day and use this benefit. Like engagement is the product, right? It's not all the bells and whistles. It's, are you going to build something that people are going to use? And there's other different products. Like you wouldn't want that same answer if it's like an accident policy or something like that. But for what we offer as a wellness benefit for the total population, adoption and engagement are the product, right? And we feel like we built one that can serve that.
I love it. I love the call out specifically to engagement being a buzzword. And that's very, very ubiquitous right now in market, and a component that can be difficult to define. And it's also going to vary depending on what we're talking about. And we know there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of information, tons of different point solutions, which all serve a specific place, but bringing clarity through all of that noise is critical. So I guess double clicking on that a little bit, when we're talking about that engagement and adoption, what have you learned about tactics that are going to actually drive people to adopt healthier habits? And you can take this both on the physical and the mental side of things, or nutrition. What are some tactics that are going to help HR leaders, employers, and brokers get that population from 0 to 1?
I think it's twofold. I think like company wide, right? Like how can I launch something that people are going to find exciting and use and like get them in the door, so to speak? Or, their gamification is always nice, like running challenges early. That's something we'll see as part of our enrollment. Is you want to have either step, workout, movement, meditation challenges, so people kind of see like, oh, there's something to this, right? And you and I in our prior lives, like we saw a lot of that of recognizing people who participate, like leveling the playing field. You're going to have these like hyper athletes, and you're going to have people coming back from industry, and they should be treated fairly, right? And I think if, at least from like a system, and what we try to do at FitOn is just get people started. We kind of have this saying of who doesn't have 5 minutes. Like the biggest barrier to get people moving and healthier is just getting them started. Again, like you and I know we take it serious, and we'll train for various things, but like that's just not the broad population. And so I think if you can make it fun, make it engaging, make it personalized to that individual, like if you really service the individuals, then across 5,000 individuals, you'll start to see, a product and service that engages the population at large. And that's where it really gets fun. And so I think it is kind of that meeting of company wide, top down, creating cool programs for them. But then, like on the individual level, we've got a neat platform, that people are going to find exciting to continue to come back to. So, yeah, servicing the company is important. But like at the end of the day, the people using it, the people saying, like, do not let this benefit go. I don't want to change. That's probably the most powerful case study for something that we offer.
Amazing. A couple insights in there that really stand out to me that I love, and you referred a little bit to our past lives and got my head thinking a little bit about intrinsic and extrinsic motivators and the difference between
Mhm.
those two. And it sounds like challenges are an area where you're seeing success to get there. And yeah, I think when it comes to wellness in general, it's such a social thing. So
Yeah.
I love those insights that you're calling out there. Incredible. Let's pivot a little bit and talk maybe a little bit more about you personally and your background.
Yeah.
And for our audience, I would love to ask you, what is one secret in this industry, benefits, brokerage, the insurance industry, that's going to make an individual be successful that few people rarely talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna say one that a lot of people know, but I don't know if they take serious. But maybe I'll if I can do a two-parter. But like I do again another buzzword like relationships. I think it's important. Like you and I, we've known each other in various stints, but like here we are today talking. This benefits world and healthcare in general, like is such a small world. There's thousands of point solutions providers, admins, HCMs, you name it, decision support tools. But like at the end of the day is can I pick up the phone and bounce ideas off somebody before we even talk about like there's a case or there's business to be had. I'm kind of I would consider myself a second generation insurance guy. My dad got his start at Cigna and has been in the broker world. And he always told me like about the relationships as I was getting into it. And he would have an on-site with a client and he would follow up with a handwritten note. And, I would be like, yeah, sure, dad, there's email. It really was. And now he's still doing it. He's kind of starting to phase out and think about retirement, but he still has a really cool book of business and people he can chat to. But I think that's important. There's been times in my life where I might been at a company and we initiate some pricing exercise or something that like would hurt us. It might be a short term win, but it would hurt us for 2+ years of distribution in the space. And so I think like taking that to heart and really having your network of advisors and people you can bounce ideas off of, good and bad, right? It's not going to always be like cool new releases that you want to talk about. Like it might just be some hard truths like pricing increases or leveling out, or hey, we gave this, this was a pilot. Remember, this was a pilot. Now we get to talk about renewal and it's not going to be fun. But I think that's really important and like taking that serious. I think that's just been a quote unquote superpower for me is, I really have kind of my network of people, be it mentors, peers, people who have worked for me. And I'll always, bounce ideas off of them. I think that's what makes this fun. There's almost like an old school element to some of it too, in a day and age where a lot of it is now like AI driven and cool. Those can be neat tools, but it comes back to can I pick up the phone and chat with somebody? And then I think like more tactical that not a lot of people maybe talk about is like this true idea of distribution in our space. And can you bring either leaders on or people in like a go to market, whether it's point solution, ben admin, again, you name it, that think about the intersection of broker consultant relationships, channel partners, integrations, carriers, right? And like be able to see those as evolving channels that ultimately will come together. So I think if you've got people in there that are thinking about distribution appropriately, it's not just we need a sales rep in every NBA city, right? Like it's more where are these true broker consultant relationships that we need to drive, and do we have scalability across the country to get into those offices, or if we're trying to do it from just HQ and a hub and automated, that's great, but like, how are we thinking of the other pieces that bring it in? People are completely inundated with other solutions, messaging. I remember there used to be this stat of like one individual sees 4 to 5,000 impressions in a day. That can be from waking up, looking at your phone, driving to work, seeing billboards, ads, podcast ads, you name it. And so, like, if they're hearing your name from a couple different trusted advisors, that goes a long way. So I think this idea of distribution and really being thoughtful of your distribution is definitely a superpower.
I know this call is being recorded, but I couldn't help myself to take some notes there just because so many incredible insights there. And I love that you mentioned it. I probably would have had to ask if you didn't, but just in the world of AI and automation and so much focus on efficiency and reach, what an incredible differentiated experience to pick up the phone or write someone a handwritten note. Like, when's the last time you've gotten one of those? And being a person who's been on the other side of your network and relationships that you've built, the authenticity really comes through. And that's the first step to building a trusted relationship. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely love that you broke that up in the two pieces, and what incredible insights shared with our audience there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's now make it a little bit light, a little bit silly. I saw this question come through from our producer, Elliot, last night, and I thought to myself, what an interesting question. I've never been asked this, and I don't know how I would respond. So let's kick it over to you, Neil.
All
What's your
right.
favorite smell and why?
My favorite smell. That's actually an awesome one. I have to pick one. So I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. We're like, I think it was 70 today. Like, spring is here and we're excited. I don't know why I'm going here, but I think with that comes like lawn care and baseball. So like this, like, might be a common answer, but like I love like freshly cut grass or just like grass and nature. And we're by the water. So I'm very torn between suntan lotion, like banana boat suntan lotion and fresh cut grass, but I'll go with grass today. I played college baseball. Baseball is probably my favorite sport. And so, yeah, just like that immediately takes me back. And then I also have pretty bad ADHD, and cutting the lawn and being able to just like disconnect or listen to music and just focus on one thing and see the reward of my work is nice. And but yeah, I guess I'll go freshly cut grass.
I feel like I can right now. We're moving into spring here in Utah sooner than some of us would like, and my neighbor was out mowing his lawn the other evening, and I was thinking to myself, time to dust it off. But I absolutely love it, and some vivid imagery with the baseball analogies, and I can see
Yeah.
your crisp lawn lines right now.
Now I'm thinking about like the sound of like the crack of a bat or catching a ball. But
Yep,
yeah,
chewing
a
some
lot of senses.
bread or spitting sunflower seeds.
Ooh,
In-
that's a good one.
yeah, incredible. All right, well, what an absolute pleasure. As we're wrapping up here, I would love for you to share with our audience what's the best way to reach you, to connect with you, to get in touch with you, and what's the best way for them to learn more about your team and what you're doing at FitOn Health.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Really cool of catching up with you. Yeah, I guess me personally, like, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. Probably goes back to some of the network sides. Yeah, it's just Neil, Neil Mammele. I know last name is tricky to pronounce, so that might be good learnings for everybody here too. Mammele, like family. I always say it's Mammele. But yeah, look for me there. It's same thing. Email is first name, last name at FitOn Health, and then probably more importantly is, yeah, what we're doing at FitOn Health. It's a really really cool company product and bringing digital health to the masses, while also pairing that with some of what we're doing, providing gym networks and stuff like that in person, and now really focusing more on chronic care. So lots of cool new pieces. And find us on LinkedIn at FitOn, and then website is fitonhealth.com. Like today, I'm always open to a convo and hear what people are doing, what's working, what isn't, and what can we do together.
Incredible, love it. Mamily like family. Now, when I introduced you, I don't think I said your last name, and we've known each other for years, and it's always been hard for me.
It's a tricky one.
Sometimes I get it with my last name a little bit, but now I have the reminder seared into my brain, so I'll never forget. But good
Yeah,
thing we're on a name basis anyways. So
exactly.
Neil, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being the inaugural guest on our Brite Bites series, and looking forward to sharing this out with our audience and keeping in touch and rising the tides of all things benefits.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Tune in next time.